Okay, here we go. Welcome to another video. It's me, Space Like a Boss, here to watch the video and do a voiceover about what goes on. I just had an idea setting this up that what I really should do is cut the video. So, see, my boundary migrated here, oddly. Sometimes my headset thinks my room is like 2 feet over to the left. I cut out me adjusting it, but now it's fine. Anyway, I was thinking maybe it would be cool to cut these videos down because the beginnings are very long and I don't really know what to say and I don't really write scripts. Sometimes I think of ideas of things to talk about in the beginning, but I haven't done this in a while, so I'm kind of like trying to get back into it. I thought it was really fun to do these reviews. It'd be really cool to have a history of the weeks and maybe talk about what everyone else was doing too, because every once in a while we're like, oh, remember that one week where there was that crazy jazz band, and then I'm like, what week was that? And then we're like looking through the scores, and then we're like, oh, and then this other, so it's like keeping the history in our memory it's just never good. But if we could just go back and watch the video from the week, that would be pretty cool, and I could just talk about the other stuff that happened. Like this week, I don't even remember what we did, because this is actually more than a full week ago, because at the time of this recording we just did week 73, which was cool because I did a blast nail with the quirk box that gives you an extra nail, so you have 2 blast nails plus a flail. That was really fun. I wish I had played it more, but PvP kind of took up a lot of my time. That's been pretty entertaining for me lately. I'm always going to love Rampage. I'm going to play it every week. But I hit first like halfway through the week and then just decided to grind out PvP because that's been super entertaining. Gridlock servos, not usually a big pickup for me, but I think it ends up being pretty useful this week. Oh yeah, I remember, because my right hand really wants the power because there is a recursive driver later, I believe. I think I tried, usually Gridlock servo, I'm just like 50% power, meh, but just because you can get power so easily from turbo arms that have power and stuff like triple bust, it gives you 100% power total. But it definitely ended up being, I didn't pick it the first couple times this week, but then I eventually came around and it ended up being a really good move. Hot stuff is almost a must take, even if there isn't a blast basher. I find hot stuff is amazing because it's 3 seconds of overheat and it's a common item, so it just comes up a lot. Getting used to bashing all the enemies can be tough, especially things like Jax when there's a lot of other enemies. If you can sneak a bash in, it's tough, but it will make you amazing at the game if you get really good and really accurate at timing bashes correctly. I almost said blast basher. Power basher plus hot stuff. I have a strong basher. I think that was part of the reason that I did well this week. You see that spin throw? That was definitely... Well, I used to kind of do a throw where I would just throw them over my shoulder, but literally holding my arm forward and rotating my body to throw was inspired by Boom, because Boom does a rotation throw like that, which is fun. I'm always trying to do different kinds of throws. Let's see, nail gun. Yep. I think is this a nail fingers week? I'm struggling to remember. It's funny that it was only a week ago, but there have been too many weeks for me to remember all the weeks, and yeah. Oh well, I guess we'll find out. It'll be exciting for me too. Accurate throw right there. People in PvP are always like, how do you throw so accurately? You're aimbotting or something. And I'm just like, no, I spend a lot of time playing Rampage, and I just got really good at throwing really accurately and really hard. It just takes practice. 7th gear. Every week that I take 7th gear, I love it more and more. Having mobility is so huge in this game. +1/+1 is massive. +2/+2 is devastating. Like, it's so good for you to be able to avoid attacks using less energy. That's what a lot of this game is about trying to kill enemies while keeping your pace. You can see my pace is pretty heavy, pretty hard, pretty fast, but I keep a really steady pace pretty much the whole way through this run. I already watched this video once, and that was one thing I noticed, was that my pace was just so smooth. Oh, right, this is Heat Wave. Heat Wave, Focus Blaster, and I end up moving the nail to my right hand. That's right. I do appreciate, I really love weeks where I can take a weapon early and then it gets switched out for something else, because it kind of breaks up the week, and also it makes it so you kind of save your, like, each weapon uses a slightly different set of muscles, so switching weapons and switching techniques helps my long-term stamina. That's also part of the reason why having a big variety of attacks and moves is really important. If you spam one attack, you're going to be primarily using one muscle or one muscle set, or like a set of muscles in one way, and you're going to get a lot, like, you're going to tire that muscle out. You should probably have a primary attack that you focus on, like the downward with the nail, obviously, and the hammer, the blast bash uses a lot of delt on my left, but I also see there's a left punch with my blaster. Like, it's tempting to just do the same punch over and over again, to just use one arm, and it's a lot of work to train new attacks because it's always unnatural. You know, it feels weird, but it pays dividends. Also, being really good at bashing saves you lots of energy too, because performing a bash takes way less energy. Not taking a Mega Frictor, I mean, Clusterfucker is maybe one of the most must-take items for me. I know that other people may disagree. Like, it's funny because all the best Rampagers have, like, their turbo item that they like the most. Koki has Phantom Limb, Boom has Rumble Crackers, and I have Clusterfucker. And, like, if there's a Clusterfucker, I'm taking it. If there's a Phantom Limb, Koki's taking it. If there's a Rumble Cracker, Boom is taking it. I tend to only take Rumble Crackers if I have a blaster, or if I really need it, because stringing it into my combo, it's the same thing that I was talking about before. It tires me out. Like, activating the Rumble Crackers, it burns out my punching arm, and that is not something I want to do. One thing I've been getting pretty good at this year too is, like, playing, like, even when I'm pushing my week, there's certain weeks where you cannot do this, but many weeks I try to play tactically and smart and try to never burn myself out. Whereas last year, what I would do a lot is I would be like, okay, this is the game, and then I would push as hard as possible and just try to go total feral beast mode, just push through the pain, just fucking rock it. And I think it is important to do that for a while, because that really increases your capacity. You're like, I don't know about, so I think I've talked about this in previous videos about the difference between cardio and aerobic and anaerobic, and apparently you don't really train anaerobic, you train aerobic. And after learning that, I realized that I shouldn't be maxing myself out, because my theory in the past was that it was increasing my capacity for future runs, for future weeks. But I think it turns out, I'm going to have to look into it more, but what I had researched at the beginning of this year was that anaerobic exercise doesn't really increase your anaerobic capacity. Aerobic exercise increases your aerobic and anaerobic. So is anaerobic fixed? That's my question now. I gotta look into it more. Anyway, so that's the question, is like, should I be pushing myself to my absolute limit sometimes? Or should I be pushing myself to constantly be at 80% capacity so I can function at a higher level more often? And in the past, I've been pushing myself to the absolute limit more. Now I am pushing myself to try to play smart so I can play at a higher capacity more often. And I think it used to depend on the week. Like, was I pushing my cardio to the limit in a given week, or was I, having to push to the very end in a given week. And I'm starting to get to the point where my cardio is so good this year where I don't really have to push my absolute capacity, and my recovery time is a lot better now that I've kind of figured out my diet and stuff. I don't know. This is something I keep testing and keep, I mean, I tested a lot last year. This year, I've been, I don't know, like, focusing more on other stuff. I mean, PvP has been distracting me a little bit from that kind of stuff, but I think I spent so long, like, focusing on my athletics that I don't really have to think about it quite as much. I've kind of internalized a lot of it. But I went through the gauntlet to get there, and you have to do that. There have been weeks, especially the first month of the second year, which was like in March, I think. I lost like 4 weeks in a row, and I was like, I need to rework something about how I'm playing. And I just pushed myself really hard I wasn't focusing on winning, really. I was just focusing on reorienting and trying to focus on training. That's one thing I tell a lot of people is that I have a training first mentality to this game. So I'm always thinking about how my performance is going to affect future games, and that has compounded on itself over the months to where I am now, which is an absolute fucking monstrous amount of cardio and technique. I try to just be as clean as possible, as much as possible, and that also compounds on itself, because if you train properly, you internalize it, and then it just becomes who you are. Like the game, I just played a game, Koki and Boom were watching, and they were like, oh my god. But because I dodged, and I just kept swinging, and it just kept going and going and going. And that's the benefit of internalizing proper technique and like just really clean gameplay. Like, try to never let the chaos overtake. Like, there are times when you get trapped in a corner and you have to fight like an animal to survive, but I try to not do that. I try to be focused 100% of the time. I think the recursive driver here was the thing, because I think there's like a big boy that gives you extra power, and I wanted it's part of the reason why I took... Okay, so there's a brief period of time here where I'm kind of low on damage because I don't have the arm that gives lots of power yet, but I took the recursive driver and I took the servo in hopes that I would eventually have this like high powered damage right arm. This is why it's so hard to win on the first. Like, you get lucky. Like this last week, week 74, I kind of got lucky and I watched someone else play, and then I was like, okay, the build's pretty simple, I know what it is, and then I played and it was straightforward. But then there's weeks like this where you kind of have to play with it to be like, okay, I'm going to take a couple things that aren't optimal early game because later there's this better combo, and then you have to ask yourself too, like, can I survive to the better combo? Because there have been weeks where the combo doesn't come up till way later, and then you know what happens is you get tired and you get beat up waiting for your combo, and then in the late game when the combo finally comes up, you're already trashed. You're already at half health. You're already at like a third health, and like you're out of energy. So there's this decision you have to make, this grand strategy of the week where it could be like, do I wait for the combo or not? Some weeks don't make you make that decision. You get the combo super early and then it's just all cake, But like a week like this, there is this small it's like 2 levels or something where I have to suffer with low damage on my right arm until I get to the point to where I get the real power. But having the heat wave kind of makes this doable. Heat wave is really strong. Anything that's a blaster with overheat is really strong. Any kind of overheat disruption, chain shock, heat wave on a blaster, blast basher, hot stuff, those are all the strongest things. In my opinion. Obviously, I would love if someone finds a new combo and proves me wrong. I mean, we've played this game so much at this point. It's just kind of remixing a lot of the old stuff, but there's so much variety just built into this game that I'm still going to be entertained for a long time, I'm sure. I've played other games, Endless Mode and a bunch of other roguelikes and stuff, but I don't know if it's just because this game is athletic, I think, or it has the complexity of like the human body involved as your controller. It's just going to entertain me forever. I got a little sick of Rampage in the beginning of year 2, but that quickly faded. I hardly even took a break. I just worked on my diet, worked on breathwork stuff, and then I learned that I could like hype myself up just by taking a lot of intentional breaths. I just do these big inhales, like just like centering, and it like amps up my mind as well, and it like energizes your body. Like you need oxygen. That was one lesson I had to learn early on, was when those big jackwaves, the 4 jackwaves came up, I would fight them, and then afterwards I'd be like gasping for air because I realized that I stopped breathing the whole time because I was just so locked in, focused on the fight. So like forcing myself to breathe while in those insane situations. You can see, I can hear myself huffing right now. I forgot to turn the microphone off when I recorded this video because I had turned it back on so I could record PvP stuff, and then I accidentally recorded my audio for this game. I think I don't say anything for 99.9% of the this video, like in game. Oh, he clipped me there, you bastard. I saw that coming. I deserved that. I just wasn't even paying attention to what he was doing. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I say like 2 things this whole run, but you hear me breathing. I've already heard myself like huff a little bit, and I'll hear it more as time goes on for sure. Oh, I had to take a drink of my water there. I should get like cough drops or something. I have a little tickle in my throat. I guess I'll edit out the cough. Although now it's going to be weird that I've talked about it. Anyway, I need like a little mute button. I don't have a mute button on this thing. I guess I could unplug it, but I don't know if that's going to screw up the recording. I kind of want to check on the recording. How's it doing? How you doing, buddy? Okay. Oh, yeah, it's still going. That's great. That's great. It's working. Hell yeah. Alright, I still have the low damage on my right arm. Just trying to power through all these and survive. It's tough. It's tough out there with low damage. At Jack, did he hit the alpha? Helping me out a little bit? I hope there's some big epic plays. Oh, you bit and you missed. You did. Good combo. Try to combo the first guy that comes out the door. You can kill him. That's amazing, especially with Clusterfucker. You want that first kill. Then you get the turbo. It makes every other kill that much easier. Assassinate the Jack. There's a big tactical decision making you got to make in a fight. Like, can I kill this guy without getting punished? Or you just like go after one enemy to get the turbo off of the. I mean, you always want to kill an enemy if you can, but like the Clusterfucker just makes it even more important. Like you really gotta, especially if you don't have another turbo source, which I think was a big thing this week, was that there was no other turbo source. This current week, 74, we get the old standard def sys on the offhand, accelerants on the main hand. I'm pretty excited. This current week is pretty. We thought it was going to be low scores, and then I hit like 1900. I don't know. I think I might be able to do better. Bubble Wrap, Hot Stuff, Blast Basher is an insane combo. It's like absolutely ridiculous. And I only had one arm by the time I got the Blast Basher, so if I can survive. Oh my god! That was another sloppy hit. Sometimes taking a few sloppy hits early like makes me lock in. I definitely get like the lower my health, the more focused I become. Because I'm like, I don't know. What the hell is that? You just get... That's something I love about Rampage, is I feel that more in this game than I ever have in any other... Like, if another roguelike, I get low, I'm just like, oh no, my run's probably over. But, like, in Rampage, I get on 1 HP, and I'm just like, it's time to go. It's time to lock the fuck in. you gotta tap into that survival instinct. That's why I love this game. It taps into survival instinct. It taps into like real rage and fury. I don't know. I think I just like using my body more than pressing buttons on a controller. Oh, there she is, the big boy. Oh, I put it in the offhand. That's right. Because for some reason. Oh, because it has... That's right. It has Slick. And it has Glass Cannon. And it had something else funny, too. Like, I think it has Sexy, Slick, and Glass Cannon. So it's a big, powerful arm. But it also is dangerous for the user. So I put it... Oh, this one I had a strong left punch. Because I end up putting Rumble Crackers on my left, too. And the Rumble... So the Rumble Crackers plus the Glass Cannon. Oh my god, so ridiculous. I just smacked my lips there and I'm like, oh god, that's just more work for me in the editing. I learned how to like remove a lot of little vocal tics pretty quickly recording videos before. It was kind of like a neat aside from recording. One thing I actually really love about recording is it's kind of like vocal training for me, because I talk a lot for my job, but only on the weekends. So I kind of like sit at home on my computer saying nothing to anybody. Well, I guess the PvP helps with that too. Actually, I mean, this game helps me in that way too. I just realized. So like, do my job is really long hours on the weekends, and like having some really intense physical exercise really helps me get through the long weekends. But I just realized that also, like, because this game makes me speak in PvP and also for these voice recordings, well, the PvP is new. It also is going to help exercise my vocals, which I need. I was quiet as a kid, and I definitely gave me like a weak voice. It's funny, no one thinks about it. I don't know anyone that thinks about it, except for maybe like actors and stuff. But your voice is like a muscle. It works just like everything else, where you gotta practice it and you have to train it to get it to be the way you want it. So I really like doing these videos, and I really like chatting with people in PvP, I guess, because it helps me do my job. Not to say that you should live every aspect of your life for your job, but like having your own business, I feel like my personal life and my work life are more intertwined, and I think a lot more these days about how all the parts of my life should be cohesive. And I really like having the opportunity to do that, and I would encourage anyone else to try to like weave together multiple aspects of your life to one grand tapestry that all makes sense together. So Rampage in Underdogs is vocal training, it's cardio, it's not as much focus. Like, I really like meditation and things that pull my mind together and like lengthen my attention span, lengthen the size of a moment is one way I like to think about it. And it doesn't do that because it's so action-packed. So that's kind of like an aside from it being so fun, entertaining, and action-packed, is that it does not give me any meditative benefit. Every once in a while, if I do a Rampage run and I really focus on my breathing, I can get some kind of a meditative effect out of it, but I haven't had to do that much lately because the skills have become so internalized that I don't really have to be intentional about it. Oh, the back foot being on my left was a huge mistake there. Yeah, I should have switched that earlier. Now I remember the build. It wasn't big power on my right hand. That was week 73. This week was big damage on my left hand, and with the big boy, a bunch of turbo and a bunch of power in the recurve, and my right hand gets damage from the back foot driver. I should have switched them earlier. I could have had that damage earlier, and I didn't. I was just sitting there. That's painful. I wasted a lot of energy then, having way less damage on my right especially. Back foot is amazing. 10 damage on low power. Woo! And you don't really need high power with blasters and nails. I think that's one of my secrets. There's some weeks that I win just because there are no good power options and there's good add-ons that drain power. Like I've literally had weeks where I've been 0 power, like blast nail, iron nail, and just dominated, and no one got even close to me because everyone else feels a lot more comfortable with power. Like, I don't understand why everybody else doesn't get on the nails. I know Koki gets some insane scores with phantom nail builds, but like, get on those nails, folks. They're crazy. I think they're more tactical. You do have to think about them a little more, maybe, as opposed. Oh, he got me. That was obvious. Now looking at that, I remember in that moment just being like, oh, what? But now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, that headbutt was extremely obvious. I think I kind of thought that maybe if it killed him, I wouldn't get hurt. But I guess it still hurt me. R.I.P. R.I.P. me. What's this doggy doing? He's just chilling up there, just being a little... Come on. Come. Okay. It's like Pachinko? Plinko? Planko? Where you put the little ball in the pegs. Peggle? Poggle? Pogle? Pogs? It's not Pogs. Pachinko, right? Who knows? I don't know. I'm trying to I'm saying right like anyone's gonna answer me. Get this. This is getting a little dicier now. A little crazier. Oh, I'm just ripping that jack apart. See you later, buddy. Sorry. Sorry you can't do anything. Bye. Whew. Whenever I see myself kill a rhino in situations like that, and I'm like, oh my god, it looks like a bear, just like mauling a deer. Like you can't do anything. It looks like I'm wasting a lot of energy here, but I am still just like in my pace, you know. I'm not burning out doing this. Probably could do it a little bit slower, but sometimes killing the enemy fast is worth it just because it cuts down on the number of mistakes that you could have made. Sometimes if you let the fights draw out a little longer, it just invites error, you know? And I don't want to... Like, I've had times where I was like, oh, I'm going to slow play this enemy a little bit, and then I, like, make a little bit of a mistake, and then he, like, bites my hand a little bit, and I'm just like, oh my god, are you serious? I tried to, like, just chill out for a second, and it cost me. So I kind of, instead of lowering... Like, it's important to lower pace, right? Because... Especially if you do, like, so you get the big blues band, right? And then you have to pick up the pace and then kill them. Because if you don't pick up the pace, you die, or you get hit too much. So you have to play hard. And then, afterwards, it's tempting to just keep that same crazy pace. But it is extremely important that you slow down again. You need to slow down again after the big crazy waves. And I think maybe... doing those rhinos like that kind of keeps that going. Oh, okay, so there is more power on my right hand, right? I was kind of right about the power on the right hand. I don't know, but that's still only 50 or 100% power. Maybe that's... No, I must have gotten more. I feel like I wouldn't have... Would I have gotten the recursive driver for 100% power in my right arm? This is silly that I don't remember because it's not even that long ago. It's already been a whole week after this one. I really mean to record these videos on like Monday and then release them on Monday. That's what I was doing before, and I'm trying to get back into that pace. But last week I kind of still had to recover. My July was extremely busy, and now my August is... I really wanted August to be pretty chill so I could focus on making these videos. I gotta do other you know, social media video related stuff for work too, so I thought it'd be really fun to just like focus on that. But now I have this other thing that came up that's gonna like probably take up my whole month. So that's just how life goes, man. You're either never busy ever, or you're just busy all the time. It's so hard to find that happy medium where you're just like, alright, I'm doing enough and I can chill when I want to chill and I work when I want to work. It's like, no, you either got to work all the time or you work nothing at all. I don't know. I'm trying to do like a seasonal thing where I work a crazy amount in the summer and fall and spring, kinda, and then the winter is like January. Like nothing happens in January for me. So I like that month I can just do whatever I want. This summer's absolute madhouse crazy, but if I get a month off, I guess that's probably doable. It would be fun because like, doing these videos and stuff. Actually, focusing on these videos and stuff in January sounds like a great idea too. Because that's if I can really get. I really want to do like some like IRL underdogs related videos to show people how to like move your body. Like a big thing that I've always done in this game and have gotten even better at as time goes on is I use my whole body when I punch. You should be moving your feet and your torso a lot. Like my abs and obliques and stuff will get sore from playing this game, especially if I get a week where resonating plate is really big, because you kind of want to like do these big double uppercuts and double hammer fists, and you can do it. You bend your whole body if you do it properly. So you can get like an ab workout from this game, but you have to actually use your abs. That's a big thing. PvP, I think that's one of the reasons why I can get so many strong punches out of PvP too, is because I have been training myself to punch and fight with my entire body in Rampage. It's twofold. You get way more power and you use less energy because you use more muscles to a smaller extent. So even if you're just doing little punches and little hits, you still want to be using as much of your body as possible, because if you use, say if you need to punch with your arm and you use 60% of your arm's capacity to punch, wouldn't it just be better to use 30% of your arm's capacity and then also 30% of your torso's capacity to punch? And that's one of the ways your muscles work out, is if you get closer to its max capability, you lose some of the sustained energy that'll produce. So like staying at a lower, like using less of your muscle in every punch is going to make it so you can punch more, but the diminishing return is pretty significant on that. If you like push to your capacity, it's going to lower your like easy punch. Oh man, what's the term for that? Because there's like a level of exertion that you could sustain for a very long time, but if you push beyond it just once, it's gonna lower that like baseline capacity for the whole rest of your session. So learning when to use that burst is really important. I should learn the terminology there. There's got to be some better way to say that. I don't know. That's just how I think about it. I'm trying to never push myself past that line, but I'm actually getting that line also grows. So, streamline filter, right? No. What are you doing with the back foot? No, put the back foot. No, what are you doing with the back foot? Put the recursive on the left. Streamline on the left. Back foot on the right. What are you doing? I'm thinking about it. I'm like, oh, right. Oh, yup. Oh, zoomers. Oh. That actually makes a lot of sense. Especially with the nail. You can get the nails out. Oh my god, Heatwave doing so much work right here. So crazy. Just fire. Straight fire. Straight gas. These dogs are a joke. You're a joke. You're silly. What are you doing? Thanks for trying. Oh, that left is getting strong. Do I have I don't think I have the rumble crackers yet, do I? But I put the power on my... I think I put the, oh my god, what's it called? Servo. The servo boost. The 50% power. What is it called? Oh boy. Heatwave makes... Alpha's just become a joke with the Heatwave. Plus the sexy arm too. Makes them just into total idiots. It's getting a little bit of work here to dodge around, I guess. 1,000. Still seems pretty easy for 1,000, I guess. Some weeks it's definitely crazier than this at this point, but like I said, Heat Wave is just massive. I'm definitely more of a fan of the Focus Blaster than the Radial Blaster. I've gotten used to Radial Blaster. I kind of look forward to it. It's been a minute since we've had a good Radial Blaster run. But I like the Radial on my right, and my nail is technically... I always put the nail on my left until some random week when I was like, oh shit, it makes a lot more sense for me to put it on my right. And then I realized that actually I am better with the nail on my right hand. But I still, uniquely, am pretty good with it on my left. I tend to like having the Radial on my right and the nail on my left, but if I have a Focus Blaster, I like the nail on my right and the Focus Blaster on my left. So it's like opposite depending on what blaster I have. Although there was one week where I think I actually put the Radial on my left just because I like to have the high damage on my right side. And there was one week where the nail was just pathetically weak and it was a Radial, or no, the Radial Blaster was pathetically weak. So I ended up putting the nail on my right and the Radial on my left, which was kind of funky. I don't know if I think that might have been one of the weeks I got third recently. I don't remember. Sometimes if I work too much, I just can't win. Or, I mean, do I lose weeks where I have like the whole weekend to play? I don't remember. That's the part of the thing why I want to chronicle these more. And maybe even write a little bit of a thing. I guess I could write it in like the YouTube description too. Like stuff about the week. The histories. I shall keep us in the histories. Keep punching them. Just keep getting them. Why does my left arm got turbo right now? What's going on? Oh, it gets turbo randomly, maybe? What is it? Fantastic? Quirk? I think Fantastic Quirk is not bad. Obviously, it's a little unreliable. It's like it's hard to notice when it's helping you. I don't know. I think that shock, what is it called? That was a great move. I love that. Just get him out of there. The nice left to get him out of the corner. Have that left hook is so handy right there. It pushes that, like when guys come out of that one door, when guys come out from every door, it's really important for you to take like the straggler and push him back into the crowd. And that's what I did there. That's why I always left hook that door to the left. I try to hook that guy into the rest of the crowd because having all the enemies in one place is really good. One thing you don't really see a lot, or notice probably when you watch this game, is that I am constantly controlling where the enemies are. That is so helpful because like I either can see all the enemies or I'm paying attention to where all of them are in my head. Obviously when you get a lot it gets tricky, but you need to constantly see, like right now I have them all in my viewport, trying to keep them all in my viewport. See that one straggler, I focus on the straggler and then I have to go back to the crowd again. I spent too long on him and chaos ensued. I kind of wanted to kill him, but I didn't burst him fast enough. I don't know if I'm tired or if I'm just chilling. Even just getting one guy low can be really helpful. All in my viewport again. Look at him. All in my viewport. Get the flying guy. Flying guy. Hitting the... If you have a nail and the guy's jumping at you and the nail hits them, it won't hurt you. So it's really good for hitting invulnerable enemies. Also... It's safer to hit porcupines with a nail than it is with a regular punch. See right there, I nailed him right in the middle of the torso where his spikes were, and I didn't get hurt. It doesn't matter because the nail hit him, not my fist. You know. But if the nail's not ready, it'll hurt you just like a punch. But with the iron nail, that's one of the reasons why I like the iron nail a lot better than the blast nail. Is the nail refreshes a lot faster. So you get. Like the nail is available a lot more often. I think that's one of the reasons why my pace is a lot slower too. Like I know like Zyphirium and Boom, even they punch a lot faster than I do, whereas I focus on like fewer stronger punches. part of the reason I think is because of the nails cooldown. Because if I punch more often, I get fewer nails per punch. So I'm used to, like, I'll nail and then throw out a couple punches and then the nail will be back up again. But if you were doing like super rapid punches, you'd get like 5-6 punches in there that had no nail in them. And then it's like, what are you doing? It's less efficient. It's less power efficient. It's huge. The heat wave just made a joke of those. There's another wave of alphas, just an absolute joke. Heat wave. That's why heat wave is just so freaking good. You see right there where I rotated to the left so I could keep an eye on that one alpha? While I was fighting the Jack, and I did it there again. See, now I'm rotating around to keep the alphas behind the Jack. I'm fighting the Jack primarily, but I'm not losing track of the alphas. It's huge. Keep the alphas behind. The dogs too. The dogs are harder because they it's funny because the dogs are harder because they will rotate more. They rotate around you a lot more intensely, but the alphas are harder because you have to pick the timing. And so they just designed the enemies in this so well. I think I've talked about this before, how it's insane that there's literally like 5 enemies. The roaches don't even spawn anymore. So like all the most interesting rounds, there's 4 enemies. But I think they just really smartly designed each of those enemies to have such a unique, like, tactical space in the game that's part of what keeps the game interesting. So the alphas, because they're harder to counter, are different than the dogs, who are easier to hit, but their tactics are a lot more chaotic. I just picked up the same item. I put the same item. Oh, this is the week. I don't think we have the skip button yet. I think this is the last week before we get the skip button. It's kind of historic here, isn't it? This is the last time we're going to see the broken hitbox Jaxes. I was worried Jaxes were going to be a joke, and they're definitely easier. Like, we've had a bunch of people like hit 1K as soon as the update dropped, but it's not too easy. Like, zombies kind of suck now, which is, I don't know, I guess whatever. They're less frustrating to play against, I suppose. I don't know how that didn't hit me. I think he glanced off me to the left, which is nice. Kind of saved me. I could have disrupted that wave of dogs a little better. I can tell I'm getting a little tired because I'm a little less accurate with stuff. Still doing pretty good though, seems. Huffing a little more. There's a part of me that thinks it's interesting to hear the vocals, because you see more of what's happening. Like, you know when I'm breathing harder, and that kind of helps explain what's happening a little bit more. And yeah, I don't know. But you see my breathing too, it kind of follows my punches, where I do like a as my arms flying, and like syncing your breathing to your punching is big. It's kind of got that karate thing going on where you like do the hayas. That's actually the name of that. Haya! They're actually called hayas. And hayas are very helpful in this game because breathing is very important for your athletic capability, and when you're fighting and you're in the thick of it, it's hard to remember to take good breaths sometimes. You have to be so intentional about it. It sounds dumb sometimes when I say it, because I'm like, we are oxygen-dependent creatures. Why do I have to think about breathing? You know? Well, I'm like, there's so much of our lives are like that, where it's like, you think this would be automatic because we come from millions of years of organism lineage. You'd think that we would automatically be able to breathe optimally, right? No, it's just not how it works. I don't know why. I don't know why that's how it works. It doesn't make sense. Maybe animals don't have to do it, but humans, with such a powerful neocortex, where the world has a much stronger impact on our minds, training becomes really important. Animals don't have to worry because they're like all instinct, you know? Well, I mean, there's a training aspect, but like for the vast majority of it, they're just built with the ability. Humans, we're different in that regard, where we have to train. But I still think it's crazy that you have to. I found this book once in Barnes and Noble, and it was like, or Barnes and Noble, is that the one that's still around, or is it? I don't know. Whatever bookstore is still around. I saw this book, and it was like how to run, and I was like, you don't know how to, like, people don't know how to run? And then I read the book, and it was talking about how your feet land a specific way to conserve energy, and like you want to make sure this thing, and like the angle of your foot as it goes from heel to toe. And I was like, oh my god, I haven't been running optimally. Are you serious? There's a way to run better? But that kind of opened me up to this whole idea of like, you can focus on breathing, you can focus on the way you talk, you can focus on the way your body moves to like become a better version of yourself. And you can over optimize too, right? But you should have these periods of time in your life where it's training, and then other periods of your time where it's more free flow. So training plus free flow at different times. Sometimes it's easy for you to do one regularly. That's one thing where I think where the seasonal comes in, because you can spend one season training and then another season working, like letting your internalized training back out into the world. We got the rumble crackers now. This is super big. My left hook is going to be absolutely ridiculous now, because I am constantly blasting with the blaster, and having the fact that I have a heat wave just constantly spitting fire, and that fire is now also giving me a crazy powerful punch. That's so nutty. I should have punched that dog in the head there. I should have punched that one also. I think sometimes it's hard, like especially in the later game, it's hard to like add in the new strategy. Yeah, I know I was talking about changing weapons or changing builds late. Sometimes you want to like hold out for a later like a good combo. But like I will avoid a lot of the times, like I'll get into the late game and I'm like, oh, that's a really good flail, but I have a radial blaster set up, and I have to be like, I've like internalized the radial blaster now. I've been using the radial blaster. I'm like fully warmed up with the radial blaster, and if I switch to the flail, it's changing up the tactic can really screw me up. So I love changing weapons, but I can't do it too late in the run. If it already starts to get hairy, I'm like, I just have to lock in with what I got. And that's totally like an internal thing. It's just like my muscle memory. I want to see some of those lefts. Oh, I hit him in the... Oh, that one killed him. That was a nice little... Yeah, that was a little up-down with the left hand. Tons of damage. Yep. See ya. Punch him in the face. Get him with the left. I'm not doing it. Okay, whatever. It's tough. I think there are some really nasty lefts against the jacks, especially I have like this like short left hook that is so good against jacks. You just throw it in there. The problem too is like I have to be really careful when I throw the left, because it has glass cannon on it. So it's sexy glass cannon left. Oh, there's a couple. It's not. It's they're so tanky. It looks like it's hardly doing anything. Get him. Okay. Got a little. Okay. We're doing good. We're doing great. 1485. Hell yeah. There's his right arm gone. Killing one arm off a jack is like so good. Oh, what was that? I did like 2 punches forward and then came out to the side. Like a rip punch. Oh, I keep thinking about cool weapon ideas. What if you had one that you could like spear the enemy with both your hands, and then like and then you push a button and it forcibly separates your hands, so it'd be like an explosion reverse punch. Is that even gonna make sense? Who knows? Oh, that armor plate, that looked like it should have hit him in the head. Whatever. It's all good. We're good, we chilling. I got a nice strong build. I'm feeling good about it. Got enemies coming out from like every single door here. It's all good. That got stuck on a dog. It's all good. It's all good. We good. We're going. Oh, missed the dog. Oh, you know what? This week too, I think I just got the Quest 3 controllers in. So this week was also a little tough because the tracking on the Quest 2 and the Quest 3, like, I think it actually might be just the shape of the controllers sit a little bit differently in my hand. So the Focus Blaster from, like, if you get really good at the Focus Blaster with the Quest 2 and then you move to a Quest 3, the angle of the Focus Blaster will be slightly different. And I think it's just because of, like, the weight of the Quest 2 controllers make it sit at a slightly different angle in your hand. So every time I switch from Quest 2 to Quest 3, I have to, like, relearn the angle of the Focus Blaster because it's so finicky. I don't know. It just takes practice. The Focus Blaster is tough to get used to because it's hard to get the angle down, but once you get good at it, it makes a lot of sense. And you can actually play with the angle where you can move your hand like out to the left and then rotate your wrist to the right and do like this cross blast that I've used in very specific circumstances. So it's not like a big boost to your play techniques, but it's handy every once in a while. Mostly I'm just doing straight blasts, but trying to keep the angle of your wrist and your shoulder consistent is really the trick. You have to think about the angle of your wrist mostly. Oh, so now I'm definitely breathing a little more intentionally. Definitely just taking a little bit of a break, I suppose. Oh, there! I knew I got a 200% power at some point, but it was on my left. So I got 200% power and the... Was there a big left there? I don't know. I gotta build up the rumble crackers a little bit too. There we go. Oh, it pushed him a far way too. That's nice. I love having a big left. I like when both hands are strong. Like if I have just a big left, it kind of sucks, and if I have just a big right, it's usually better to have just a big right, but like if I have both, I'm tearing it up. It's so fun, especially having impact on both. That guy flew. That was like a double punch right there. People get mad about the double punch in PvP. Man, I've been double punching for so long. With some weeks it's so massive. I don't actually. It's more because in PvP I do like a double straight. In PvE I do like a double uppercut, double hammer fist. So it's definitely a different technique, but similar timing. I don't know how I didn't get hit there. I guess I must have just backed out at the right moment. Sometimes if you punch if the jack starts to swing at you and you punch the arm that they're punching at you with, it'll prevent it from hurting you. You see me do... Oh, I'm hitting him in the head and stopping him with the nails, but some of the best defense against jacks is generally offense. So getting good at being aggressive is really going to help you fight the jacks. It's almost kind of ironic because a lot of people are afraid of them, and that is part of what makes them difficult to fight against because they press you so hard. You need to be more aggressive than they are. That is the way to fight jacks. You need to stay on them. You need to constantly overheat them, constantly have a nail on them, constantly headshot them. That is the only way to do it. If you run from them, it's going to tire you out. And you have to rotate around the packs to stay alive, but you need to fight as you rotate. Here we go! Pack of jacks. We might get to see it. Or am I just going to completely make them into a stupid joke? Oh, okay, I do have to rotate a little bit, I guess. But there's one rotation. We should. I should judge my takedown of a blues band by how many rotations it's taken. So that's 1.5. I kind of like prevent rotating. I kind of try not to rotate until I have to, Alright, so that's 2.5. That's 3 rotations. 3.5 rotations. Is it going to be 4 rotations? 4 rotations. Oh, that was a slick. That was a slick catch with it right there. I was like, he's dead. That was 4 rotations. And then kind of another half to finish him off. And now I can hear the breathing like all the time now. This is a good wave to like make sure you chill out a little bit. Some of the punches seem a little hard maybe, but I'm chilling for sure. I'm not fighting as hard as I was against the Jax. Pinned him, the little up downs. The nail gun, I get really good at punching up and punching down in one, like a little whoop. You want to be doing a lot of think about when I punch up. Guess what? Your arm's up. Now you punch down. Efficient. It seems so basic, but like it's huge. That powerful left. Oh no, he got me. He got me in the face. I don't know if that's better or worse than hitting me in the left arm. I don't know how much damage the left arm's taking right now. There was a quick little lower left hook there. Oh!
Fuck you! Oh my god!
That was when that's right, I was waiting for that. I was like, oh, fuck you! Man, I ate too much sweet stuff late in the day. It makes my throat phlegmy the next day. Man, that rhino catching me, like, that is the main thing I think that ended this run early. That was so much damage I took from that. That was tragic. Because I don't know if that one clipped me in a previous run, but I definitely got caught by... No, it wasn't that one. It was a different rhino. But this week, for some reason, they just came out of weird doors that I wasn't expecting this week. And it messed me up like 2 or 3 times throughout the week. Trying to pull it in. Get that breath back. Doing some fucking Johnny Mnemonic download to the brain breathing exercises here. If you guys haven't seen Johnny Mnemonic, it is a ridiculous movie and I love it.
Oh, come on.
There was another vocalization. I have very different mics, so I feel like you'll be able to tell the difference between my in-game voice and my voiceover voice. I'm kind of fighting a little wild now. I definitely have fighting that band and then the wave after, a couple waves after. It looks like I pushed my limit a little bit and now it's harder for me to just fight steady. I'm missing more, taking sloppier punches. It just kind of is how it is eventually. But fighting through when you feel like you're on the edge is a huge boost to your fighting capabilities. You want to be able to keep fighting under these circumstances. This is something that excites me about this game, is being like, oh my god, I'm like ripped up, I'm torn up, I'm less accurate now because I'm tired, I'm like just kind of exhausted, I have to focus on my breathing now, they're coming after me, you know. And then the adrenaline and excitement that I get from being in that state is why this game is so much fun. It's why I love skiing and mountain biking too, because you can just push it to the point where it gets exciting. I need that. I don't know, adrenaline junkie, they call it. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. I'm just trying to live my life. I'm trying to live my best life over here, okay? Little left there. It's getting hard to throw that left. This seemed cleaner than... Was this... That was just as clean as the previous one. That big huff at the end. That little... I like the little... I like look around and then I'm like, assess the battlefield. Who's coming? What you want? Who's getting it first? 1958. I don't even remember how far this one. I wanted to assassinate that one real fast, but they're too thick. Sometimes just like beating down one guy though, getting him low in the early part of a round is good, because then you can come back and the next time you fight him, if you have a moment together, make it worth it, you know. Hit him in the head. That was a sloppy nail, but it worked. Like hit him on the way back. Am I using the heat wave enough? I don't know. I'm like, why isn't he dying? The slow bash. I must be getting tired at this point. Well, obviously. It's funny hearing myself, like, after the fact. Being like, oh, fuck. What the fuck? That's just crazy. I can't believe it. Insane. Get him in the head. He done. Oh man, this game's so much fun. I wish I was the me playing the game right now. Well, my breakfast feels like it's fully digested. I'm about ready to play a game. I don't know. I think I gotta get on. Do I play? I think I'm gonna play some PvP. I like playing PvP for my warm up. Although sometimes I don't know what's better, because like, oh, yesterday I played PvP, not as much as usual, and then I played an insane run. So yeah. So every once in a while, my first run of the day is absolutely crazy, but it generally is my second, rarely third. But that some weeks, I don't know why. Some weeks are just more. If a week is more about technique and playing perfectly, and less about the athletics of it, sometimes the third game is the best. Like if the enemies are doing crazy high damage and you just cannot take a single hit, but you also have lots of damage, it tends to be much more a finesse game. Those weeks, sometimes I have to play 3 times in a day to get like fully immersed in it, to finally lock in and play smartly enough to get ahead. But that's a lot of time to play, especially if it's a long week. Sometimes, you know, for playing 3 hours a day, that's a lot, okay? I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a little kid, you got all day. Guess what? 3 hours is a lot of time to play a video game, okay? I mean, at least this is an athletic game. If you're pushing yourself, it's probably not the worst. Am I on one arm right now? Kind of looks like it. How long do I go on one arm? Oh, well, he's one arm.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Oh, I'm enjoying myself, though. I laughed a little there, so that's good. Yeah, break that record.
No.
Woo! Do I let the other Leica talk? Or do I keep talking? It's like having a conversation with myself. No, it's not. There's no back and forth. I'm not crazy. You're crazy. No, don't get me, Rhino. If he came, like, straight across and not diagonal, I think... Would he have hit me there? Maybe. That left is so crazy! So powerful. Oh my gosh. Insanity. I was waiting for him to charge there. You gotta be smart about knowing when the dozers are gonna be doing stuff. You always gotta keep them in the back of your mind, like, when's he gonna do the next blast wave? How many blast waves has he done? I don't think about it consciously. I feel it. And I'm like, I know. I internalize the information. And it just, like, trickles into my consciousness as needed, you know? I don't know. I'm really good at training my instincts. That's a huge thing in this game for me, too. It's just, like, feeling out when things are going to happen. And, like, keeping an objective understanding of when and where those things are happening. Thumpress. Oh, I wanted an arm. I was like, come on, arm. Alright, Thumpress, I guess that's okay. I went under the dog. This is underdogs. This is truly underdogs when I go under the dogs. Punch you. Blast you. Bash you. Hit him with the left. Hit him with that big left. I'm playing definitely when I get down to one arm, I start playing really smart. You know, I'm just like, I gotta make every move perfect. And then I'm always like, why couldn't I have just done this with two arms? Like when I'm with two arms, I play a little harder and I take a little bit riskier moves. When I get down to one arm, I am like, lock in, play perfectly. I don't know, something about being on the line though, that just like makes me want to survive no matter what. A couple people saw that live yesterday. I played week 74 and I just went on and just survived. I am a survivor. It's that lock-in though. I just get so in the zone, so in the moment. Like I need to live. I need to survive. And I don't think about it beyond that. It's just like I absolutely have to just lock the fuck in and just make it work. I don't know. This guy, what's he doing up there? He's just chilling. He's like, he's trying to have a picnic up there and I'm trying to ruin his fucking day. These dogs are jumping. These dogs are jumping. But you can't get away from me. I'll breathe fire on your face. Dogs, just hitting one dog, hitting the other dog. I'm trying to keep them all entertained. You know, if you let one of them off the hook for too long, he bites you. So just don't let him do that. I got one caught up on the spikes, and then these two. I'm just going back and forth, making sure they both got something to do. Scoop, that scoop punch, the uppercut scoop punch. I love when how they flip, the procedural, the physics. Moi. Have you seen the physics of the underdogs? It's so good. I'm not good at doing voices. I really need to stop. Taking a break. Am I just taking a break here? What's going on? Well, these dogs are taking a break. I'm like, if they're just gonna lay down, I might as well. Come on, boys. There's like a little hip bone there getting in my way. Oh, I guess it didn't hold me back too much. Push that off and get that junk out of here. Oh, my arm must be feeling sore. Sometimes if I get on one arm, my delt starts to burn. I think I'm probably feeling that right now. No hesitation, no fear. I love this game. I'm just like, alright, let's go. I'm not worried about this at all. I'm just like another day in the office here. Oh, 2 jacks, 2 dogs, 1 arm? That's nothing. That's totally chill. I'll just punch him up, blast him up, bash him up. Overheat punch, overheat bash, punch, punch, bunch, bash, pash, overheat, bunch, pash. The bash. What do I have? Hot stuff. Bashing. When I get down to one arm, I'm a bash machine. I'm like blast him, bash him, punch him. Oh, that was a huge headshot. They're falling to pieces. They're like Legos. They're like a bunch of Legos in here. Where are they going? I just tried to blast bash the Jack's, the dead Jack torso, and it just did nothing. Get out of here. What's this dog doing? He's just partying over there, having a grand old time. Oh, there he goes. More dogs. More doggy dogs. We're just powering through here. My pace has definitely slowed. That's a good sign that I've already hit. I have punched beyond my burst capacity earlier in the run, which I'm sure I had to do to survive. But you can see its effects now, where I'm definitely slowing down. and like making sure I can prepare myself for the next moment where I have to fight for my life. This is just that slow limp to the final battle. The final countdown. What do we got here? 2 alphas? You're a joke. You're a joke. 22231. 2,223.1 tons, people. That's what it takes to be the top dog. You gotta get a lot of 2s. 1 arm, lots of 2s, like a boss. Alpha. Turn the alphas into betas. Oh, his head fell off. He hit the spikes, and then his head fell off. Just bouncy castle. Is this count as bouncy castle? I don't know. Bouncy castles are more round. I saw a bouncy castle the other day, and I was like, I wanted to get in it, but it was like at an art festival, and it was a bunch of kids, and I was like, that would be so weird. If it was like my nieces and nephews, that would be fun, because I could go, and it would be normal, and it would be goofy, and they would have fun. Random kids, that is not cool. That would be weird. But I wanted to go in and then make a video and be like, look guys, I'm in a bouncy castle. My bruv's on fire. I'm not on fire, King. They are on fire. I'm the one lighting the fires. Look at them go. Look at them just... Look at these fools. Who do they think they are? 3 alpha dogs, 1 arm. No fucks. We got a Jack. Exciting. Yes. Oh! Got a little cocky there, didn't you, Leica? Other Leica. Action Leica. Who am I? I'm, Announcer Leica. And then we've got Combatant Leica. Not breathing as much. Is that good or bad? Oh, he swung over my head. You can't get me. He kind of like sometimes. Oh, that one. Wait, did the corpse deaden his punch? Oh, that was. I took so many sloppy hits there. You can tell I was just extremely tired. Just holding on for dear life. Okay, well, this is probably the end. Yes, it is. Okay, well, there's a blank screen for me now. I guess maybe I'll put up like a little graphic. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate the if you stuck around. I know it's a long video, but an hour and 13 minutes we're at right now, but it's a long run. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions about Rampage, fitness, techniques, skills, life, I don't know, just let me know. I'm here to help everyone be the best Rampage players they can be, and to have as much fun as they can be, had in the game, or just like life in general, sure. Yeah, but thanks for watching. If you guys want to support my channel, like and subscribe. That's pretty typical YouTube person stuff to say, so that's what I'm saying. And alright, I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna go play some PvP. Peace out.